Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Today we have a lot of stuff to cover in a little amount of time, so I am going to be cutting out a few things, radar, satellite, and the transitions for today. So let's start off with the National Weather Service page. Red flag warnings throughout the west, as well as freeze warnings, winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings across the Rockies and into the northern plains. Now, let's move on to the winter weather forecast. So, today we're going to be looking at the 1-inch forecast here. So, the 24-hour probability of accumulating 1 inch or more. High probabilities just south of Denver and even including Denver. 2 inches, a little bit less, but still 100% chance in some areas. 4 inches, still one area of 100% chance. 6 inches, still possible in some spots, highly likely there in some of the peaks. 12 inches still could be expected, a few spots near that 40 to 50% range, and 18 inches is not likely. Now let's move on to the fire weather outlook. So, critical risks and elevated risks. Critical risks in Riverside, California, San Bernardino, California, Fontana, California, Palmdale, California, and Rialto, California. Now let's move on to the National Hurricane Center. So we are tracking Tropical Storm Paulette and Tropical Depression Renee. Paulette with 65-mile-an-hour winds, Renee with 35. Then we also have two disturbances here. One close to the U.S., which is a 40% chance of development in 5 days, and another one here, which has an 80% chance of formation in 5 days, likely to become Tropical Storm Sally. I do want to look into Renee, because that has weakened. It was supposed to be a tropical storm all the way through, but it is expected to still become a hurricane. So let's move on here to the Weather Prediction Center for the excessive rainfall outlook. So, slight risk in Texas and Oklahoma today. Marginal risk in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. If you are in the marginal risk, you have 5 to 10% chance of exceeding flash flood guidance. If you're in slight risk, you have 10 to 20% chance of the same thing. Now let's move on to the NAM 3-kilometer model. So, we're still watching that snow threat in the Rocky Mountains, and that will eventually start to push east until it eventually reaches warmer air. That system's still going to be working through though, and the possibility for some more snow is definitely still there, but it then becomes a excessive rainfall risk, and that is where we have those excessive rainfall slight risks. So other than that, that is the main storm system across the United States, as we do have a couple other thunderstorm spots across the east over the next 60 hours, but I do want to go to first temperature. Temperature is a huge thing right now, as we are seeing this polar plunge continuing to work its way across the country. 30s for highs in some spots, and that cold pocket is just seeping across the nation and could be moving into the Great Lakes by the end of this week. Now let's move on to the global models with the GFS, just to track some tropical systems. Let's go back here. Alright, so we have Paulette, we have so we have Paulette and Renee. So Renee expected to become a hurricane and then quickly dissipate. Paulette's going to be sticking around for a little bit longer as a tropical storm. Possibility of it strengthening is definitely there. But we have this next wave. This is most likely going to be Sally. As it moves off, it does strengthen and could be our next major hurricane as Renee reforms there. 947 is nothing to kid with, but this is very far out. We definitely have to track this system, as it might be our second major hurricane of the year if it forms as early as it's expected to form. That is all I got for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.